Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we're going to be fitting the Stinger High 10 into our pre-2012 Defender 90. So we have covered this installation before on an early vehicle again, and if I'm honest, I was a little bit disappointed after we'd fitted it because we didn't have all the functionality that we could have done. Now that was a very early unit, that was over a year ago. Since that film, there's been a new release with a new cable that's been included in the kit, which means for a pre-2012 Defender, there's an extra loom, which means you can get all that functionality. So that is something I want to get on this vehicle, and I'm going to just basically run through the process as I do it, and hopefully we'll get a more comprehensive look at how it's done. So essentially we've got to take this whole panel off here, we've got to trim some of the dash to make sure that the new unit fits. We need to get access to the wires behind the binnacle here, the console, and also down below where the OBD is. It's got a £10 stereo in it at the moment, so I think this is going to be quite the upgrade, if I'm honest. Well, it is filthy back there, so one of the first jobs I need to do is give it a clean. So one of the things that is irreversible on this installation is we have to cut this plastic trim out the top here, and also these lugs off here as well. Next job is to take the binnacle off, and you've got two at the top and you've got two at the front as well. More dirt, and then got two more torques here to get the binnacle out. Right, we're going to have to take our steering wheel off. Now it should easily come out. There we go. Before I go and get my wiring looms, I want to show you the back here. This is the plastic illumination panel, if you like. We've got these little tiny plastic, they've all been sort of melted out, and actually these little angled wire cutters seem to do quite a nice little job here. Look, I've just taken the tops off. Okay, there we go. I've slipped them all off, so hopefully this will push out now. Ta-da! Right, so we need that. So it's worth saying that a lot of this stuff is generic. So they do the generic Stinger High 10, fits a load of different vehicles, and what you're paying for are the extra looms that suit this vehicle and also the console. Essentially everything's a piggyback. So this one here is the piggyback for our OBD, so we'll have to pass that back and down. There we go. And this one is for our binnacle, our control unit, and again it piggybacks. So we're going to be plugging our existing connector into the piggyback holder, and it uses exactly the same cam lock in there, and then this one will go into our unit. Now we're either very lucky or this is how they come. We've got two massive holes. We've got a big one at the top here, we've got a big one down here that's covered up as well, so that should allow me to work my loom through. So there is an access panel. If I remember rightly, it was easier to do with the speaker removed. Connecting that OBD is quite fiddly. Basically what you want to do is put your piggyback together first, and then reinsert your OBD connector into position and mount it using the bracket and that screw. If you don't do that, there's just not enough movement to get the piggyback to connect up, and you just tear your hands apart. But I forgot a little bit too late, but it's all in place now. All right, that's in. We've got our shroud on now. I think, I've also glued in my template, obviously for the dials. Just used a little bit of super glue on those and dropped it in. So I'm going to pass all the switches through now, all the wiring into the console. There we go. So we've got our DAB mounted in, we've got a screen mounted in. So this cable gets mounted into the screen. This is the situation. I can basically plug it in. I've got to know where everything goes, and I've got to do my GPS and my DAB antenna as well. So that goes in there. So another little feature that's quite nice, you get a double USB connection, and that goes where your old cigar went. I forgot the most important wire, and that is the power wire for the screen. And You take off your old clips from your previous fascia and reuse them. You don't need the ones from the middle because they're missing, because you cut the lugs off. Okay, so nice firm click, which is in. Nice. You'll have to excuse me for nerding out a little bit, but this is pretty cool. So I don't have a radio aerial and I haven't connected the DAB aerial yet, so we don't have any tunes from there. My phone is charging upstairs, so I will connect that in just a second. However, we do have the vehicle info. Now this is something that was missing on the last one I did, but check this out. You've got all those gauges. Look at that. That is amazing. So coolant, air intake, battery. I think you can just scroll through them to have the ones that you want listed. Just brilliant. And then performance, you've got your rev counter and your speedo there, even though we do have it over there, but you can have it there as well. And I think you can do a time launch on there somehow. I'll have to read into it. Off-road, we've got our compass, we've got our altitude, we've got pitch and roll. Brilliant. Never going to need it, but I just think that is really cool. This is what it's all about. I mean, you can get everything else on a standard, you know, Android display unit that just sort of like hoiks itself onto the dash. This is fully integrated and it gives you all of that information. So how good is that? Right, I'm going to have a little play around with it and then I'm going to come back to you when it's a bit darker and we can have a look at the screen and see its full functionality. Right guys, I really hope this is going to work because it's taken me ages to get it filmed just right so you guys can see exactly what's on offer. So I've managed to connect my Apple phone to the device using a cable, so we've got Apple CarPlay. It is a wired connection, so you've got a charging facility as well that's running through on the phone, which is really important. Now if we go to the main menu, this is what you get on Apple CarPlay, which I'm sure you're familiar with, and we've got options like Spotify, we've got Google Maps, WhatsApp, I've got Amazon Music, but you can also have iTunes or Apple Music, you can have Apple Maps. So the whole range is there. Obviously we've got our phone, and I was just going to run through a few little things. So obviously if we go to phone, we've got keypad, we've got all our recents, etc. We can go back into the main menu, we've got podcasts, we've got playlists, all sorts, and it's really quite responsive. You can see you've got plenty of scope for your music, and I'm sure it's very similar across Spotify and other apps. And then if we go into our Google Maps, you can just do a quick search. So we'll go into the Polybush one where we went the other day. That'll be coming out soon on our channel, our little visit to Polybush. And then here we have all of our information. So you've got your 10-inch screen there for your maps, but also you can combine the two. So you can have your music over here, you can have your direct step-by-step directions over there, and then you've got your map. But you could just go full screen on your map, or you could go full screen on your music. That's not all. So as I showed you briefly before, and I'll show you again because it just might be a bit easy to see, if you go into the home menu here, we can actually go into vehicle info, and there you've got all your settings. We've got gauges, so you've got all the information that are coming off your vehicle, and you've also got performance, so you can do a 0 to 60, but you've also got your GPS location, your altitude, and then on the off-road setting we've also got pitch and roll, which needs to be calibrated through the GPS, which isn't connected yet. All information there. That is really such a key part of this kit. It's so nice to be able to have that information now. Going back to the main menu, we've obviously got DAB radio, which is unheard of in an old Defender. You've got FM and AM as well. You can plug in a USB stick, memory stick, if you've got MP3s. You can even just run an old iPod if you want to, which I've got, and it does work. It's really good. So you've got loads of functionality that you wouldn't really get in any other format. Last little thing you can do as well, obviously, we've got Siri connected to the microphone here. If I press this down, can you tell me how long it'll take to get to London today, Siri?
Traffic to London is moderate, so I'm estimating 4 hours and 17 minutes via the M6.
I just also like the fact that you've got some physical buttons here, so you've got an actual old school volume knob. I just think that's really cool, and it fits in as well with the aesthetics of the dash. So that's a quick layout on the Stinger. If you want to get more information, you can go to their website and find out everything that comes with it. But like I say, we do have a special deal on offer for you at the moment. So if you guys want to get yourselves a really good deal on a Stinger High 10 for your Puma, LR Parts have got an offer on at the moment. It's only going to last a week and it's gone live today. You can get £100 off that unit. So that's an absolute bargain. All you have to do is click the link in the description below. That will take you straight to their website and you'll get that Stinger for £100 off. Now they'll ship worldwide, so it's a great opportunity to get it at the right price. So I hope you enjoyed that and it gave you a bit of an insight into what you can get function wise out of the Stinger. If you did enjoy it, give me a thumbs up. Please do subscribe, and you know what? I'll catch you on the next one.